Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's client tutorial will be on how I cover acne, but first I just wanted to thank my beautiful model Catherine for coming in. This video has been so damn highly requested, so I hope you guys learned something new and enjoyed the video. So because Catherine has oily skin, I use the new Benefit Matte Rescue Primer. If you guys have oily skin or you don't have a primer for oily skin in your kit, I would 100% recommend this one. It's amazing. And then I went on with the Benefit Professional over the top of her problem areas to smooth out the surface. And I also placed it around her nose where she had quite a bit of open pores, and I'm just using this with a stippling brush. And then as always, I'm spraying her face with some MAC Fix Plus. And then I'm going in with the green concealer out of this BH Cosmetics palette. This does look crazy at first, but I promise you it will look normal after I've blended it in, added concealer and foundation. So for those of you that don't know, green concealer actually counteracts red tones in your skin. I've had this palette for a few years now, but I wasn't planning on using it today. But I couldn't find my LA Girl Green Pro Concealer, which is what I would normally use. But this actually worked pretty well in the end. So after I've applied that, I'm going to be blending it all in with a damp beauty blender. So then I'm going in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NC15, and I'm just using that same concealer brush and going over and covering her problemed areas. Then for foundation, I'm using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC20 and buffing that all in with a damp beauty blender. So then I'm just priming her eyelids just using the leftovers from the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. So to conceal and highlight, I'm using the Urban Decay Weightless Concealer, and this is in the lightest shade, and I'm pretty sure it's called Fair Neutral. So I'm just placing that underneath her eyes, bridge of her nose, cupid's bow, a bit on her chin, and a bit on her forehead, and then blending it out. Also, I just really wanted to quickly say sorry about the lighting changes. It does like kind of go from warm to cool throughout the video, but there's nothing I can do to change that. Just thought I would say sorry. But yeah, I'm just setting that concealer with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and then to set the rest of her face, I'm using the Australis Fresh and Flawless Face Powder in the shade Natural. And then I'm just wiping away that excess translucent powder from the baking. So to set her eyelids, I'm just also using the Laura Mercier translucent powder on a e.l.f. blush brush. It's like one of my faves for setting underneath the eyes or on the eyelids. So for brows, I always use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Pro Brow Palette. It's just amazing. It has every single color you need. I would highly recommend it if you are a freelance makeup artist. So I'm pretty sure the color I used for her is soft brown, and I'm just using that on my fave eyebrow brush, which is by Pony Cosmetics. So to sculpt her brows, I'm using the same concealer I used underneath her eyes, which was the Urban Decay Weightless Concealer in the lighter shade. I'm just using that with a concealer brush. So to bronze and contour, of course, I'm using my favorite Hoola by Benefit bronzer, and I'm just using that on the brush that it came with. And then I'm just going in and sculpting her nose. I'm not doing it too hectically, but I'm using the same Hoola by Benefit bronzer, and I'm using that with a brush that I got from eBay. I'll leave it down below. I'm pretty sure it's a Jessup brush, so yep, really affordable. So to bake her contour, I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder again, and it's my favorite translucent powder ever. I used to love the Face of Australia one, but ever since I started using this, I literally don't reach for that one anymore. As affordable as it is, I'm obsessed with this one. So yep, I'm just baking her face with a angled sponge. And then for blush, I decided to go with a matte one, which is Melba by MAC. And then to highlight, I'm using the Balm Cosmetics Mary Luminizer, and she was having a bit of a giggle because she recognized it and she was like, oh my god, I use this every day as well. So I was like, yes bitch, it's literally the best highlighter ever. By the way, if you're wondering, Catherine was one of my viewers that reached out to me when I did that Snapchat asking for people with acne prone skin, so shout out to you girl, you look amazing. I'm just brushing off that excess bake and then just like blending everything together. I like to blend like the blush, contour, and highlight, and then her face. I don't know, I just blend for days. So for eyes, I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and I'm going in with that shade, and I'm placing that in her crease as a transition shade. Then I'm going in with that darker shade, and I'm also placing that in her crease / in the outer section of her eyes. Then I'm going in with the Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlighter, and I actually tried to use this as a eyeshadow, but it wasn't as pigmented as I thought it would be, but it still kind of looked nice. I went over it with another gold later on. But yeah, I'm just packing that on the mobile lid, and then I'm grabbing the darker shade in the palette, and I'm just using that in the outer corners of her eyes. So then again, I'm grabbing that middle brown eyeshadow and running that on her lower lash line and making it a little bit smoky. She was actually going just to the doctor's after this, so I didn't want to do anything dramatic. I didn't want to put black in her waterline or anything, so I kind of kept the eyes a bit simple. So yeah, instead of putting eyeliner at the top, I decided to just take that matte dark shade and I'm just working that in the lash line. And then I went over the top of the gold with the ColourPop. I'm pretty sure the shade is Get Lucky, but I'll leave it down below if it's not. And then I went to line her waterline with the Rimmel Scandaleyes eyeliner in nude. And then I am just coating her top and bottom lashes with the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. So for lashes, I'm using the 212 by Model Rock, and I'm using that with my House of Lashes lash glue. So for lips, I'm using the Essence in the Nude Lip Liner, and over the top I'm using the MAC Angel Lipstick. And then finally, I'm spraying her face with the Urban Decay De-Slick Oil Control Setting Spray. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you do, and comment below what client tutorial you'd like to see next on my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I guess I will see you in my next video.